Hey, I'm Baja Charlie and this is Never Easy. Today it's raining in California, so we're going to check out the wipers on this B van. Today we're going to be working on a 70s Dodge B van, and we're going to be fixing the wipers. Do you have this problem? Can you hear the noise from the motor but the wipers don't do anything? Well, I'll show you why. Alright, so first we got to pop the hood on this bad boy. Check out our new floor mats. Available from Boogie Van Man on Instagram. Alright, then we come out here, you will lift up your wiper a little bit, and there's a small trigger down in here. Pull that guy up, let the wiper back down, it'll hold it in place, and then you just pull it right off. Hopefully yours are not rusty or anything. I'll set those aside. Here's a better shot of it. So you reach over and you lift up your wiper just a little bit. And then right in there is a little trigger. Pull it up with your finger. You see the bracket come out. Let it down, it'll hold it in place. And then just lift the wiper off. So after you pop your wipers off, you come around the front. Pop your hood. There's about 6 or 7 screws along this lip in here. Just get your cordless out. Pop those guys out. This piece of metal is actually tucked underneath your window rubber here. So you might have to tug on it a little bit, but you pull it down and it'll clear the window rubber. You lift it out towards the hood. It'll clear the wiper shafts. And then just slide it straight up. Be careful not to scratch up your van. And you pop this piece out. Run it down to the chrome shop and get it dipped while it's out. And then next we'll be pulling the wiper shafts out. Let me show you real quick what's going on here. In my van, you can see that the wiper arms, all the connecting arms and stuff are all laying on the floor. I've actually already placed one of the bushings a while back, so you can see this one here is pretty nice and white. But totally disconnected, not doing a damn thing. So when you fire up your wiper motor and that little gizmo right there goes spinning around, it's not doing a damn thing. So next I'll take the wiper shafts off. They have a bolt on either side of them. Pop those guys out and lubricate them. They don't come apart and there's no real lubricating point. So I just use WD-40 on those, and if they're seized up, then you better get some new ones or you're going to fry your wiper motor. But let's go ahead and pop those guys off. This is the wiper shaft and pivot pulled out of the car. You'll note the top has a square hole right there, so that's how you know what's top and bottom. A small plastic fitting goes in this square hole to make your windshield squirters work. I don't know that those are available from anybody, so you got to find a nice set at the junkyard. Good luck with that. So I grabbed some WD-40 or PP Blaster spray lubricant, and I come down and I spray it in this crevice here. Do it over a trash can, that way you don't make a big fat mess because it's going to run everywhere. Spin it around a few times. Then shoot it in the back of this crack right here, and that'll go down in the lid. Spin it around some more. Put it up, spin it around. They should spin pretty freely. Shake off the excess, maybe wipe it off with a towel, and then we'll put them back in. Square hole goes on top. So if your van is like mine, when you took off that grill, all of the bars are just laying down inside. So the front one, we'll call this the front one because it's towards the front of the vehicle, has a pivot over here that goes on the wiper pivot. And that one's missing, but you can see where it goes. That connects both wiper pivots together. On the back side of it, it's got a pin. That pin connects to this rod, which goes over to the wiper motor. So you put this one on the wiper motor, like so, and this one goes on this end. So be sure you pay attention to which direction your rubber or plastic grommets go in. They have a hole on one side and not on the other, and you got to make sure you press them in the right way, otherwise they won't go over the pins. So after taking your arms out, you'll note there's a small notch in the hole, and your grommets have a small notch or tang, and they push in through the hole. I put a little grease on them to make them go in easier. Pop them in there a little bit. Get a large enough socket that it'll clear the tang and the whole grommet, and then tighten it in. You need 3 hands to do this trick. You'll feel it pop into place. Double check all the way around. Make sure it's fully seated. Then put a dab of grease in here too. And that'll make it easier to pop back on the van. I already did the other side. We'll put a little grease on this side. Alright, so we come back in here, we spin the wiper motor up just by hand. It's fairly easy to do. So the pin is upright. We put a little grease on the pin. These rubber hoses are what's left of my windshield squirter system. Replace those if you want your windshield squirters to work. And they would connect to the little squirter nozzles I told you about in the square hole at the top of the pivots earlier tonight. So we take this bar, we pop it on top after we've spun the wipers up where you can get to it. Take a pair of channel locks. And just pop that guy on. Voila. Alright, when you get to this point, you can go ahead and test your wipers before you put the wipers on to make sure everything's working. Be sure to get all your tools out of the engine bay, and if you haven't already reconnected your battery, well, would have made it tricky to test your wipers a minute ago. At the beginning of this whole process, disconnect your battery. That way when you're moving your wiper motor, it doesn't try to self-park and chop your fingers off. Then you drop your hood and put your wipers back on. Shoot a little Windex on the windshield before you test your wipers with the blades on. They're probably dirty and you don't want to scratch up your glass. Voila, that takes care of that. Don't forget when you're testing them, your key has to be on. I think that's it.